were expecting the victory speech equivalent of an adorable TikTok video, you came to the wrong place. That was a hard-edged, angry, divisive speech that will do nothing, I believe, to unite the city or to help those feeling adrift with his election to feel any better.
Totally.
Back here with Ricky, joined now by the New York Post City Hall Bureau Chief, Craig McCarthy. Craig, welcome. How do you think that speech will be received by the doubters?
By the doubters, I mean, it was more of the same. If you've seen any of his campaign speeches, if you've seen him out hitting the campaign trail for the last 6 to 7 months, it's the same message that he's been putting out there. And it's the same call and response he did at the end that he's been doing campaigns and stump speeches in and out. I think what people will walk away from, people that are doubting him, is that, a lot of the things that he's promising, the free buses, the universal child care, the rent freeze, these aren't things that the mayor has complete control over. I mean, the rent freeze, he can point people to the board, which de Blasio did, and he froze the rent twice. But when it comes to free and fast buses, I mean, the MTA chairman was out there the other day saying that he didn't support it, or at least it needed a lot of more studying before they could do it. So I think that it's going to be perceived as, I think anybody that is watching this, regardless of your political belief, knows he's a great politician. He's a great campaigner, gives an amazing speech. The question is, how is he going to govern?
I was surprised that this was a more divisive speech than I would have anticipated. I mean, the language of saying that we've toppled a political dynasty and kind of taunting Andrew Cuomo was not the approach that I would have expected for someone who was saying that I'm going to be the mayor for all New Yorkers. Was that also the impression that you had?
Well, I think this is the end of a kind of brutal campaign. I mean, there was a lot of attacks going back and forth. I think that noting that I took it as divisive in the sense that he was drawing a line between the old guard and the new guard here. He's trying to say he's going to be the mayor for all New Yorkers, and I think it's trying to put we're going on from Mayor Eric Adams and somebody like Andrew Cuomo, who oddly enough even exited his concession speech tonight to Mayor Eric Adams' entrance song. So I mean, it seemed like this turning of the page that he was trying to do to this new wave of the party from, I mean, there's a 33-year swing between Andrew Cuomo and him, and even, Mayor Adams. So I think that this is less about being divisive in that and more about the ending of a grueling 10-month, for all of us, and more than that at this point, mayoral run.
Craig, this may seem like an odd question.
Yeah.
But, you've studied him more than I have, but I've watched closely. He's 34. Is he mature or immature?
I would assume, for being... I've never seen anything that makes him immature. I think he's, for his age, just in general, of being very polished. I mean, coming off in February, March, I remember chatting with a bunch of political people and telling people this is kind of the campaign to watch. The question always was, did his social media savvy and these videos actually move the needle when it came to those young voters, and could it create any sort of movement? I mean, we've seen other people before do pretty well online or get some traction or what have you, but did that really drive people out to the polls like that? I mean, I think we could say, I covering him over the last 9 months now, when he was even grilled at some Jewish forums about globalized Intifada, I mean, I've seen so many other politicians crash and burn when it comes to the Israel and Palestine conflict over the last 2 years, that it's been, the political third rail of New York politics, and seemingly the only person here who has kind of went through that through line without being burned by it at all, and also seemingly kind of galvanizing the young vote here, because when it comes to that, because I think there's a massive difference between the 50 and older vote and the 50 and under vote, but like that, it takes a lot of political savvy to do that, and it was very impressive to watch that over the last 9 months.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's no question. I just said before the speech, he's a brilliant guy. He's shown a ton of savvy. I just found some of the things in the speech tonight to be struck me as immature, kind of petulant, attacking Andrew Cuomo, attacking Donald Trump in the way he did, not reaching out in any particular way. That seems to me to be, unless there's some brilliance to it, maybe the product of understandable immaturity for a guy who's 34, who's only been able to rent a car by himself for 9 years. They say that something that's easy is like a walk in the park. Well, easier than a walk in the park, hit the subscribe button, be part of the two-way community, never miss an episode, be part of our conversations. Thank you for your service to America. And don't forget, you can now listen to the morning meeting and Two-Way Tonight on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.